Last time on Dice Funk.
My little arm is like a little, surgical thing. It's like one of those, little surgical robot arms that can get in there without, accidentally bursting a lung or something.
Okay, well, I would like to cast Sacred Flame.
The Knight of Nuts.
It is me, the Knight of Nuts!
I love the Knight of Nuts.
And I'm going to begin shaking her while saying, do you know where the Metatron is?
No, Psychopomp, the species that carry the souls of the people from the inner plane to the outer plane.
Oh, we know that. We know that.
You were testing the Valkyrie on whether she knows what a Valkyrie is. Okay.
What happened in the Cathedral of the Stars stays in the Cathedral of the Stars.
Yeah, we're just gonna go see what we can do, and what happens is our responsibility, not yours.
At the conduit of purity, magic gets close to him, it dissipates. Only the purity of the soul of the person and their body can be in his presence. And also, although he is personally alone in contemplation, the cathedral has guards, so you're gonna have to fight your way to him. But there are 9 kinds of angel, so there are more guards up there. She tells you, I want you to be prepared, because if you go up there and you get killed, the Metatron's gonna come here and I'm gonna be in trouble.
Do magic swords work?
That's a good question. It is pure, because it's a holy weapon from an angel, so I actually do think that would work. None of you are clerics and paladins. Holy magic will work. Oh, Sacred Flame.
Oh, yeah.
It's the dragon.
It's a throne. Capital T, which is a kind of angel. Roll initiative. You know what we forgot to do last week?
Overthrow the proletariat?
Nothing, because we're perfect angels.
Introduce ourselves.
You can't overthrow the proletariat. What are you talking about? We did not introduce ourselves. That is correct, Conrad. So maybe for the last time, I don't know actually what's the proper amount to do this, because I didn't take any business classes in college. I'm Austin Yorsky, DM NPCs. Patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. That's me. That's the whole thing that makes the show happen. And then someday it won't be anymore. And then the show will go away. So that's sad. Laura, you have books. I need to know about your books. I crave the information.
I got one in particular, Uncomfortable Labels. It's a book about being trans and on the autism spectrum and how those overlap really commonly, but no one talks about it. And it's out right the heck now. It's a thing. But by the time you're hearing this, there are people in the world who have that book, and that is scary. But the book's not scary, it's wonderful and lovely. Go check it out in places where books are, such as Waterstones, Barnes & Noble, book places. You know where books are found.
The Bookatorium. And that's Laura Kate. That's Laura Kate Dale, Nifyx the Gnome Bard, for others out there.
Laura K. Buzz in all the places. I am the Goku Gamer Bard, Nifyx Gnome. I get angry and transform into stuff.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I live on the internet. And I play the snake. Her name is Cordelia Heller. And I'm totally okay all the time. Also, my pictures and my titties. You are delicious. Just look in the description. I'm not going to spell it again.
Boys. Where are my boys at?
I don't know. Do you have your milkshake out? How you bring them to the yard?
I don't want you in my yard. Not after you did to my petunias, you monster.
I had a lot of burritos. I thought that it kind of explained itself.
I don't like this anymore.
Tell me your name.
My name is Chris Larios, and I may have a Patreon, but honestly, guys, I'm not here to show anything. I'm not here to push product. Too much of our world is about pushing money towards things. So, guys, if you want to support, in lieu of giving anything to me, please go out, reach out to a small struggling business right now. Amazon Prime Day is going on. Go over there and drop them some of your cash.
It's a long-awaited leftist heel turn from Chris. The Mr. I don't do politics, suddenly Chris Rolo T. Bernie Sanders.
And you can go out there and help a small business get a little bit of traction.
You'll notice that is the one book place I did not mention this week. Strike Solidarity and whatnot.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm Conrad Zimmerman. I play.
Also, he plays King Badass, the lizard fighter. What are we doing?
I'm the one who did it.
You don't get to declare what I do.
Okay, I love you.
Whoa.
Well, and I'm Conrad Zimmerman, and I play Blake Ferris, a human wizard who is incredibly boring. And I also do other podcasts like the comedy podcast Boston's Favorite Son, or the Spin-Off Doctors, or Of Horse. And I do believe in commercializing every aspect of my life, so I made a bunch of pins, and I sell those at Pinful Truth, and they're very sad.
Hey, eat the rich. Consider it, everyone.
I have a pin at pinfultruth.com. It's The Rich Tastes Like Pork.
Yeah, Conrad gets it.
On that note, last we left this adventure, the party had finally made it to the Cathedral of Stars, the temple that used to honor the dragon god Bahamut. You're in his throne room. Mountains and mountains of rubies and emeralds and sapphires, golds, diamonds, just more treasure than you could possibly imagine in your entire life. And while Cordelia Heller stopped to admire it, there was a throne looming in the background, a giant platinum throne for the dragon god, so large that a 60-foot lizard could sit in it. Cordelia floated herself up there and sat blasphemously down in it, at which point it unfurled its wings. Not bird feathered wings like most of the angels you think of, like white feathered wings that the Metatron has or the cherub had. The Valkyrie had red feathered wings, but these are leathery wings like a dragon, but on a giant platinum throne. And we rolled initiative because this throne is going to try to kill all of you. Thrones are a kind of angel. You've met the messenger type, the lowest form, usually just called angels. You've met a cherub. The Metatron is a seraph, which is the kind of angel with 6 wings. There are 9 kinds. This is a throne, and it is time to fight it. First up, Nifyx the gnome.
It's a chair. I'm so sorry. I open and see a fucking chair.
On the Roll20, I just dropped a generic picture of a chair.
It's just a fucking...
I wouldn't say that's
chair.
generic. That is a very modern, elegant chair. No corners, all smooth, curved to the back. A fine dark oak finish on the legs. This
Corinthian leather.
Okay, so I enjoy the lines, but where's
one
the color?
of the nicest chair. This is one of the nicest chairs I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, you know how this fight's gonna start?
How is it gonna... I actually really want to know.
That's a great question.
The way that all fights involving bards start. Hypnotic pattern.
All right, I have to make it...
Or hypnotize this fucking chair.
No, actually, the throne angels are immune to that status effect. Most...
Do I know this, or have I wasted my turn?
Let me say this, because we've been playing 5th edition for a while, but this season we're starting at very high levels. So I'll say this, and then let it ride throughout the season. Things are going to be immune a lot of the time, and it's going to seem like I'm being mean, but we're just fighting we're just fighting very powerful enemies this season. So sometimes it's going to seem like I'm being cruel, but that's just the power level we're at. So the throne is going to be immune, and I'll say this time you know that, but going forward, sometimes it's just going to happen.
Okay, that is fair. I get that. I'm gonna... Is this chair made of metal?
It's made out of platinum. Bahamut was the platinum dragon.
Okay,
Platinum is a metal, for the record. I don't...
It's very shiny and expensive.
Thanks, Trivia Crack.
Do you guys know that Alex Trebek's family is from Ukraine?
Oh, that's cool.
Are you related to Alex Trebek?
No, growing up, though, it was very much like we watched Jeopardy as a family, and my dad's like, oh, he's Ukrainian. And we were all just like, oh, that's cool, Dad, because he's my adopted father who's Ukrainian. And we're all like, oh, it's a big point of pride. And I looked it up. He's Canadian, but his family does go back to Ukraine eventually. I don't know if he's ever been there. It's like not... I don't know if he's ever thought about it.
Oh, I was really hoping it was like your dad appropriating to Alex Trebek. He's like, he's part of our family. Like, really? Golly gee.
That almost does sound like something your dad would do, though.
It does. You're an Alex Trebek and Mila Kunis family.
I'm gonna cast as a 3rd level spell, Heat Metal.
Oh no, he's made out of that.
He's made out of that. So the whole a thing touching the metal, it is the metal. It can't drop the metal or get away from it.
Okay, so what do I roll?
You don't roll anything. The metal is just glowing red hot.
Okay, Cordelia, you were sitting on the throne. I assume you're gonna.
I can fly at will for free, so it's cool. I fly off the dragon now.
Okay, so 3d8 fire damage, and then every turn I can use a bonus action to just keep doing that.
Oh, this is gonna be real bad for this guy made of metal, huh?
Yep. 16 for the first one.
All right, so you just pull out your Wonder Swan and you start melting my guy.
Yeah, just I plug the mains adapter into the throne, and it's really not supposed to be plugged in that way round. It's heating the metal up something fierce.
All right, that's a good start. It is now Cordelia's turn. Cordelia, I assume you're starting to hover off of the throne with its giant dragon wings, so you don't get melted as well.
Yes. And I'm gonna try something fun. I'm gonna use Acid Splash.
Rude.
That would be a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Well, it's a chair, so 8. I fail.
Fuck yeah! All right. And Cordelia's gonna say, "You are not comfortable anyway." Oh, 6 damage, acid damage, but it's damage.
All right, so you float off the throne and you shoot some acid down where you were sitting, and it's a tiny little burn. At the end of your turn, it is actually now the throne's turn. The throne spreads its draconic wings and flaps a huge gust across the room, creating a wall of wind that blasts all this treasure like a avalanche. Everyone, dexterity saving throw to dodge diamonds the size of boulders, gold that can crush your bones into splinters, and just being thrown into the wall by this gust of wind.
16.
Success.
16.
Success.
8.
Fail.
15.
Everybody but Blake saves.
Because he's just a man.
23 damage to Blake. Everyone else takes
Jesus
11.
Christ.
Which is a lot for a wizard, as he is thrown clear across the wall, and then I think a diamond-encrusted sword flies and stabs him into the wall. Everyone else is just kind of buried under a manageable amount of treasure, but Blake is very badly injured by this, and it is now King Badass's turn.
All right, so King is going to ask, "Is this the Metatron?"
No.
No!
No, we saw the Metatron on the hologram. It wasn't a chair.
The King realizes this is not really his fight, so he's supposed to kind of prime himself for the Metatron. So what King's going to do is he's going to reach in his pocket and grab the acorn and just chuck that instead.
All right, so you throw the Knight of Nuts nut, and I am going to roll Constitution, actually, for this one.
That chair can't be very Constitution.
It's made out of pure platinum. It has 16, which is going to save, so it's only going to take half of this. Whoa! 58 damage, but only half is 29, as the acorn explodes in acid as well, to complement Cordelia. I actually had that planned before. I didn't know you were going to use an acid attack, but the whole top of the throne is beginning to melt down into the core of the chair, as that acorn was full of acid, corrosive acid from the Knight of Nuts, and you have dealt a serious blow, King Badass.
Nuts are awesome! And then I'm going to start doing stretches on the sideline. I got to get ready for the big show.
All right, Blake Ferris, you pick yourself up from that last damage. You weren't actually knocked prone in the rules. So it's your turn, Blake Ferris.
So I'd like to make a check to see if he would have any clue as to what sort of weakness. Would that be an Arcana, or you want a history?
I mean, yeah, we said this earlier in the season. I'm just going to tell you, angels don't have any weaknesses ever.
That's.
I'm holding the book in my hand.
It's so true of the monster manual. Every time my players fight something, they're like,
Yeah.
"Is it weak to anything?" And I'm like, look at it, and I'm like, "No, but it's resistant to about 6 things."
And immune to a bunch of things it's not resistant to.
Excellent. All right.
I don't know why they even bothered to put in weaknesses.
It's just to tease you.
Please at least tell me that metal is weak to hot metal disease magic.
Yes.
Hot metal disease.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Is there a cure for that?
my offensive magic is all cold base.
It's a Foreigner song, though, isn't it?
Who listens to Foreigner?
Everyone who has taste.
I'm not. I know you're trolling me, and I'm not going to buy into it this time.
I'm
Yes,
not.
you-
Foreigner's amazing.
Chris has the most esoteric tastes in music of any human being I've ever met. It's impossible to know.
The Beatles are terrible, but Foreigner is the shit. Get on my level.
Get on my level. I'm screaming. I should stop that. I'm sorry. I had a nap, and now I'm rowdy. Like a child.
Like Roddy Piper. Rest in peace.
What?
It's a wrestler.
What? All I heard was Rice Krispies.
None of this is usable.
You're not usable.
Conrad.
I mean, he has a point.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the ownage.
I hate to break up the heat, because, like I say, literally everything I have here is cold based. I think
He's as
except
cold as
for-
ice.
Coincidentally, every time Captain Cold walks into a bar, that song's playing.
Just try and shatter him by alternating hot and cold. That's not good for
Yeah,
metal.
you can't put that shit in the freezer.
Ash beat Team Rocket by having one of his fire Pokemon shoot fire, and then a water one shoot water, and it superheated
Yeah.
steel and cracked it.
See, you're on my level, Chris.
And all of my science, all of my science comes from Pokemon tactics.
Yeah, that's some weird. I'm just gonna cast confusion on him.
On yourself.
Okay, so I don't think actually that it is immune to confusion, only because confusion
Yeah.
isn't its own separate status effect. It's just unique to this spell, I guess. So I have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
Take that, chair.
Oh boy, you're gonna love this number you see. You're gonna love this saving throw. I guarantee it. 16.
Jesus.
does not pass.
What? Blake!
I'm sorry.
He's a good wizard. He's squishy, but he gets to do that number good.
All right. So what is your arcane focus, Blake? We've talked before about how Nifyx uses her gaming equipment and Cordelia uses her cameo. What do you actually have to use to cast magic?
Oh, he has a coin in his pocket. He has a couple of coins in his pocket that he rattles.
I actually just looked. The material components for the spell Confusion are 3 nuts.
Yeah.
Nifyx, it's your turn. This throne has been inexplicably confused despite being immune to pretty much anything else you could do to it.
Okay, so to start off, I'm going to use my bonus action to do 3d6 more fire damage.
That is dope.
He didn't even get a chance to land on anyone yet. He's so big, please.
3d8, sorry. 3d8 damage with the fire. That's 12 more damage for free. And I'm now trying to work out which of my spells aren't concentration so that I can use them as well. Oh, I can do Thunderclap because that's not concentration. So let's just throw some extra damage in.
22.
Okay, it's a cantrip, so I'm guessing you take nothing if it fails.
That is how that works, yeah.
That's fine. You still took 3d8. It's cool. Your turn.
Cordelia.
I'm gonna hit it with some acid again.
You would.
Dexterity saving throw, suck my dick.
6, I failed. Gee, this chair was just minding its own business in here, and you all came in.
I just came and sat on it and then started throwing acid at it.
How would you feel if you were just in your house and someone came in and put their butt on you and then started melting you?
That's like cats.
Oh.
They don't melt, but they dry scratchy.
Uh-huh.
7 damage. Gets better upholstery.
All right. It's the throne's turn. I'm going to roll a d10 for confusion. 5. What does that do, Blake Ferris?
This creature does not move or take actions this turn.
Well, that's a death sentence for my chair.
Now it can make... Well, at the end of its turn, which is now, it can make a wisdom saving throw.
I know, but I had such high hopes. 27.
That's gonna pass.
Damn.
All right, King Badass.
I guess I'll just attack it. It's kind of hoping to relax this fight, but stuff's actually happening.
So it's like flying in the air. You're just going to like run up a pile of treasure and launch yourself at it?
24 and 20.
Those both hit.
Yay!
Wow. Wowie zowie.
We hate your chair.
You really do. What was this fight?
So you're going to take 26 fire and slashing damage.
All right, paint me a picture of what you do to this chair, because it's huge. It's for a 60-foot dragon to sit in. It's flying in the air. It has these majestic wings. Cordelia is kind of floating above it, showering it with spells, and you just leap off a pile of treasure. And what do you do to take this thing down?
So I want to run up a pile of treasure and jump up above it. And then, do you know Link's down A in Smash in the air?
Intimately.
Yeah, I do that and just drive the throne into the ground and it shatters upon impact.
Yeah, and also there have been multiple acid attacks on it, so like the top's like melted down, so your sword like goes into there into some kind of ethereal angelic core, and there's like you pierce through it and there's a spray of that, you know, angelic ichor as it plummets out of the sky and hits the ground and cracks in two and dies. It is a chair.
I'm gonna scoop up some chair.
Okay, yeah. So what does everyone do at the end of this fight? The chair is dead, and Cordelia is scavenging it for parts.
Nifyx is gonna look around for any signs that the dragon that used to sit in this chair might still be around, because that seems like a much bigger problem.
Yep, roll religion, in fact.
24.
Oh man, Nifyx, you know everything. So Bahamut, the lawful good dragon god, the ruler of all good dragons, one of the most powerful gods in existence, a really good guy known for taking a human shape and wandering the world to help people, and you know, just in like the Buddha or Jesus or like any major religious figure from world history, just kind of the coolest, chillest dude. But like all gods, was unfortunately killed many, many years ago. So you have no expectation that Bahamut is here physically. In fact, gods that die, their physical bodies are put into the astral plane, which is the space between spaces, between the inner and outer planes. There's not really anything there except for the bodies of dead gods and the Githyanki.
And a doorway that leads into John Malkovich's head.
God, that's a good movie nobody talks about.
It really is a good movie. But canonically, there's actually a very famous story set in Planescape called Dead Gods. So this isn't even just a Dice Funk like thing I made up because we killed our gods. This is part of Planescape, is between the inner and outer planes, between what is, you know, commonly known as like the mortal realm and the immortal realm or whatever. There's a demi plane there, and that's where dead gods have always been put. And there's one species that makes homes on the bodies of the dead gods. They're called the Githyanki. They're a yellow-skinned humanoid. We can talk more about them if you want, but it's not really relevant right now. But you assume that's where Bahamut is. So you're not going to get attacked by a dragon in here.
Okay, we don't have to worry about just imminent big thing attack that lives in this room and uses that big chair.
Correct. There are probably more angels between you and the Metatron, but there are no dragon ambushes lying in wait.
Yay.
Well, in that case,
Okay.
Blake's gonna bandage up his new wounds.
You got wrecked.
Yeah.
Would you like me to put some angel feathers in there?
Oh boy, could you not?
Please, the angel feathers. I need to put them in there.
Now that we've killed the magic toilet, can we fight the Metalron?
Roll, I guess, investigation or survival to figure out how to move on. There's so much treasure in here, you can't even find any doors.
Survival, you say? That's
No.
Investigation, you say?
Investigation, you say?
13.
22.
20.
22.
Yeah, so actually, you skip some wandering. There is a chance here of going into a door and just running into some angels, going into some, JRPG dungeon designs where it forks and one is just like a dead end with a treasure chest and you have to go back and go the right way.
But not like Scooby-Doo where they run back and forth in the hallway.
Hold on, excuse me, Austin. Are you suggesting that we just missed a treasure chest?
Yeah.
No.
Could I go back and get 50 rupees or a
Go
half
through
piece?
every door we think is wrong. Austin said there's a treasure chest.
Oh, no!
You were in the room with the biggest hoard of treasure in all of existence. And what do
I
you
want my quarter heart container.
We just got a bunch of free platinum.
But there's
y'all.
one outside of the room that you're saying we missed. Because when I look up the stats to this level at the end of it, I don't want to see got 98 out of 99 treasures, Austin. It's going to drive me insane.
Austin, please tell us what we get.
Does King have some kind of adventuring madness where he has to 100% every map?
No, Chris has some adventuring madness. Don't do this to me, Yorsky.
Austin, one of these characters is canonically very obsessed with video games. Are they about to miss their opportunity to get the hook shot?
Everything's good.
Remember the dragon chick from Tales of Vesperia? If you didn't have a conversation in one town early on in the game, you would never be able to get her most powerful lance. And I feel as though this is the same thing, where because we didn't go down that path with all the angels, we're going to miss a super powerful object that would help us out in the end game. Guys, let's go fight those angels.
Tales of Vesperia had a really good dog.
It did. And now you can catch them in Pokemon.
Why do you love torturing Austin?
It's Sword Dog. The original Sword Dog is from Tales of Vesperia. So you push a bunch of treasure out of the way and you find a door to deeper into the cathedral, to kind of the back area where like only priests would normally be allowed. This isn't like a public area. It's like where the private chambers for.
Is there a tabernacle?
I can't do this with you, Chris. I can't.
Do we transubstantiate?
Okay, how many religious words do you want to throw out there?
Should I genuflect?
Genuflect, yeah.
That's the name of my paladin in WoW.
No, it isn't.
100%. I was so happy.
What is wrong with you?
A lot.
Lauren has no context for this conversation.
Okay, so you find a door behind some treasure that leads you deeper into the cathedral, into like the priest quarters. They are bare because Bahamut didn't really care for worship. Did not really demand much of his worshippers, partially just because someone is powerful and is beloved and famous didn't really need to work hard for prayers, but also just because he wasn't a very egotistical person. So most of the stuff in here isn't of much interest to you, except there is a staircase deeper into the basement level of the cathedral.
Bye.
She slithers off into the darkness.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, so do you guys want to talk about anything as you descend the stairs into the dark basement of the cathedral?
So, how nice is it to have legs?
I feel like I'm missing out on half of the appeal of them because mine are very itty bitty. Like, most things are not designed for my legs, but I'm glad I have them. Like, kicking is great. I like that I can kick.
See, I want to kick.
Oh, the way you said that. I want to kick.
I can't kick.
How about I use like Mage Hand at some point to like lift you up in the air so that your tail's off the ground, so you can sort of swing the tail, and we'll tape a boot onto it. You can do a kick.
I already tried the boot. It fell off.
We can staple that on.
No.
No, we'll find some kind of like elastic band or something. Something to just like hold it on.
I just want to kick just once.
Please, just a crumb of kick.
Ooh,
Please.
ooh, I have polymorph. I could polymorph you into a thing with legs so you could do a kick.
A millipede.
Do you want to do all the kicks?
So many kicks.
What do snakes think about millipedes? They're like, damn, look at those guys just fucking totally pimped out with all those legs. Or are they like,
That's what exactly 100%.
I don't know if I can turn you into a millipede. I could turn you into a swarm of rats, and that's got a lot of legs. That's a lot of rats, a lot of legs.
What happens if one of the rats gets stomped on?
Yeah, no, there are multiple swarm things, and they don't have to be in contact with each other, and I've been trying to work out today how that works.
It makes me very uncomfortable.
Somebody stomps on one of those rats, you come back and you don't have like half of your hand anymore.
Exactly.
If I become a T-Rex and the T-Rex dies, I just am myself again with full health. So, like, it's...
What? That's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you're on our side.
Yeah, no, polymorph is my health is low, quick transform.
So how's your back doing?
It's all a little sore. Front, back. Yeah. You know, I'm supposed to be retired.
Retired?
Yep. Supposed to be, I don't know, on a beach. Little umbrellas, something like that. Hadn't figured it out yet.
Oh.
Do you even like the beach?
Don't know. Never spent time there.
You've never been to a beach?
Well, why don't you just take it easy in the next thing? I got the Metatron.
Oh, God.
As you say that,
Uh-huh.
the party sees coming up the stairs a group.
That's a lot.
Is that an eternal whirlpool of angels?
Nah, that's just a pinhead.
What? Oh, dancing on the... Yeah, fuck. Okay, you almost got me there, Conrad, you son of a bitch. Okay, so coming up the stairs as you were going down them is just so many angels you can't even see the back of this group. Are you familiar with the film Old Boy?
No. But I am familiar with the manga that it's based off of.
You would be.
I've seen that scene.
There's a famous scene where one guy has to fight a hallway full of other guys. That you get that feeling where you're like, oh, this staircase is jam-packed with angels from where you're standing down to the very bottom where you need to go, and you're gonna have to fight through all of them.
Austin,
Yeah.
are we about to have a Daredevil hallway fight scene?
Yes!
I've been living my whole life for this point.
The Daredevil hallway fight scene is an explicit reference to Old Boy, for the record.
No, it's not. Marvel invented everything. Daredevil fight scene.
These are kinds of angels known as principalities. They rule over other angels and protect churches is their role.
fucking cops.
They all have blinding halos. So this entire stairwell, which should be dark, except for like King's flaming sword, is illuminated by their halos, which are so blinding you can't even see their heads. They almost look headless because they're winged humanoids, but their halos are so brilliant that you can't even look directly at them. And they're all carrying swords, and some have spears, and they look like they're ready to go. So this is just a collective enemy, which is staircase full of angels you're fighting. Roll initiative. You're gonna have to beat an entire choir of angels to get to the basement.
Ooh, I crit failed, so I rolled a 2.
Oh, I botched. That's a 4.
These are some bad rolls. All right, angels up first, then Blake. Let me write this.
Oh my god.
What?
You could get Cookie Monster as a voice in Waze now.
Oh my God, Chris.
I already activated it. Oh god, this is the best day.
I don't even know what that means. So first up, the principalities, which are what these angels are called. For the record, the hierarchy of angels, the bottom is messengers, also just known as angels. Archangels, principalities, powers, virtues, dominions, thrones, cherubim, and seraphim. So, if you're curious. The principalities are going to attack 27 on King. 21.
Miss.
Fuck off. Who would be second up? Who's the second squishiest?
I have like 39 max HP.
Ha 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 ha.
AC, I meant.
Oh, AC 11.
14.
All right, Cordelia 21. So both those are going to hit.
No.
14 for King and 11 for Cordelia as the stairwell fight starts. And it's just it's a symphony, it's a ballet of violence in here as everyone just pulls out weapons and starts going ham on you. Cordelia, you have a pickaxe which you can defend yourself at short range. Nifyx, do you have any short range weapons?
I'm double checking my
What about you, Blake?
thing.
He has a dagger.
All right, so tiny dagger.
I have a long sword.
Okay, I'm trying to picture. Is it like something you got in an anime convention? No, we did that. That was recent season 4.
Yeah, but like that totally is what it is though. Like it's a replica master sword.
Oh no, actually, it was a cosplay sword in season 4. So this is you can still have bought this at a Ren fair.
Oh yeah, no, this is like it's an actual metal sword. It's just it's blunt, but it's heavy.
All right, Blake, it's your turn as you see the principalities begin to overwhelm the frontline party members. What do you do?
Well, let's see if we can confuse the fuck out of the principality.
Oh god, confusion again.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the spell slots. So,
11, they fail. Mother hecker.
yeah, that's a real bummer for them.
It really is. All right, Nifyx, it's your turn. Blake just begins sowing confusion in the ranks. We'll get to that on their turn.
Sorry, yeah, I may have misheard. Did you say something about having to use short range stuff?
No, I was just painting a picture for the audience that when they get in close that you could defend yourself and not just get instantly stabbed to death.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna use my final use of polymorph for this arc.
What
do I want to become this time? Some wonderful horns are growing out of my face. I'm becoming a Triceratops.
Okay, I'm
Hell yeah.
worried about the structural integrity of this staircase, but if you want to do it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's like a dachshund, but but a dinosaur.
I just love the idea of a Triceratops just charging horns first into a swarm of angels, so that's where we're going.
And, we're going down these stairs, right? So,
Exactly.
worst case scenario, we could all climb onto the Triceratops and ride it to the bottom.
On Nifyx's next turn, I'm going to have to roll for something about the staircase collapsing. We'll get there next turn, though.
Okay, well, first up, I'm going to move 20 feet into the swarm of angels, which triggers trampling charge. You're going to have to do a strength save.
Because you're so big.
You can't use polymorph as your action. You can't use another action.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's the thing druids get, is polymorph as a bonus action. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah, I'll
sorry.
be a druid next time. Fine.
Yeah. Cordelia, it's your turn. Nifyx turns into a Triceratops and goes just fucking crushing down the stairs, and it seems like it's going to be a problem, but you can do what you want.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... You know what?
No, I don't.
You know what?
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna Sacred Flame.
All right, I got to do a dex save. Yes was the answer. 12, I fail. Now, is this just your traditional cleric's holy flame, or does it have some goth GF flavor?
It's like Evanescence start playing.
Wake me up. Wake me up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Are you kidding? If that song blared every time you did it, that would be the best.
This is the most... Oh, God, what year was that?
2002? 2003, was it?
No, I think I was older than that.
It was middle school for me, so...
Yeah.
Bring me back to life.
9.
Bring me to life.
Yeah.
Okay,
9 damage. It's radiant damage. Suck on that.
Nope, released 2003. Your boy's right.
Wow, I was such a baby.
Remember, it was in Daredevil. Remember?
Oh,
Class-
yeah. No, I was a tiny goth
Wait,
child.
you remember
Of
Daredevil?
course I do.
I do.
I watched every garbage superhero movie when I was a kid.
I was right. I said I was in middle school. I was 13. That's the last year of middle school for me.
I thought both Fantastic Fours were okay.
You can't be this wrong every time you talk. It's not possible.
So I did 9 radiant damage.
All right, so Lynette gives you the Sacred Girlfriend Flame, and you bring these fools to unlife, and it is now King Badass's turn.
Okay, so what does this spiral of ghosts look like? Are they all physical?
What are you... it's like he's doing like improv poetry. He's doing slam poetry.
Are you high, Chris?
No, I'm saying, what does the spiral of angels look like?
It looks like you're in a winding stairwell in an old cathedral, like Notre Dame, pre pyrotechnics issues, and it's full from the middle section to the very bottom, crammed with angels whose halos are so bright you can't see their heads, and they're all armed with swords and spears.
All right, well, King's going to charge forward and start getting ready to swing a sword, but he's also going to be blowing at the same time, thinking that he could potentially blow away some of the angels, because they're probably very tiny.
No, they're human. What are you talking about?
What? Why aren't they tiny? They look so tiny in this picture you said.
That's because there's so many.
They're very tiny on this picture, Austin.
damn it.
It's called perspective, you goofer.
I don't know what that means, Austin. So I'm going to start running in and swinging, and I'm blowing the entire time to blow a couple away then.
You're blowing the entire time.
This is not a bit. I'm worried about Chris.
20 and 24.
Yes, those both hit.
Cool.
Yeah, angels are human-sized.
Well, I know they normally are, but a giant like spiral of them in this staircase, I assume they had to be smaller.
My eyelid is twitching again.
It's like I assume it's a normal sized staircase, but small sized angels. You're telling me this is a gigantic staircase and normal sized angels, Austin? That's preposterous.
Chris.
All right, so I rolled 26
Chris.
fire and slashing damage, and then
Does anybody else find themselves just saying Chris in their day-to-day life when you see something real fucking wild?
I do.
and then I'm going to roll. I'm going to use my bonus action, use Second Wind, which is a fighter ability, where I gain back 1d10 plus my fighter level and hit points. So I gained back 18 hit points.
It is Principality's turn, confusion time.
Yeah, Austin, remember the stack.
I do remember 2.
No move or actions this turn.
This is an inconceivable.
I love it.
All right, whatever.
Wisdom saving throw, though.
You can suck my wisdom in a second. God damn it.
Probably.
Oh god.
Conrad, you 16.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess that makes it Blake's turn.
Okay.
Look at me, I'm Blake Ferris. I just win every combat without even trying.
Oh my god, Austin is so mad.
Look, he didn't kill a lot of people so much as put them in a position where they killed themselves. It's very different practices.
Yep, you're an illusion wizard who made things look like other things. It's your whole deal.
Yeah. So we'll just do some ray of frosting to keep pushing down the stairs.
Does this sound like you're gonna ice them like cookies?
Ray of frosting. That's amazing. I love that. I rolled an 11.
Yeah, no, that does not hit.
Consistency was wrong. You didn't use enough powdered sugar.
Austin, did I blow any away?
No, I can't believe you've asked me that. I can't believe you've done this.
Hold on. I need to do like a constitution check or something, right? To show how hard I'm blowing.
Nifyx, can you make me an attack on the structure itself?
Sure? Are you sure you want me to do that?
I'm 100% sure because Triceratops don't fit in this stairwell. Your body is expanding. You're running. You're a huge, scaly tank.
Only 12.
Okay, so you damage. So yeah, you're actually gonna take crush damage from the walls because you're too big to fit in here. But you can continue your turn otherwise.
Okay, how much crush damage am I taking?
10.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna keep charging down the staircase, trying to clear my way.
The staircase is badly damaged though, and I do want to point it out as a thing that can be attacked at this point. If you just want to bring this whole thing to the Metatron, who's at the bottom.
Oh, I am continuing to head toward that Metatron at the bottom. It is happening. So continue charging. Give me another strength save.
11, I fail again. I might as well just to say, here's my enemy. What do you do to fuck him up?
Okay, so because you have been knocked, the enemies that I charged through have now been knocked prone. So there's some prone angels, which is great because it gives me a chance to use my stomp attack.
Oh, Lord.
12. Does 12 hit?
12 does not hit the AC, no.
Did
you roll with advantage on the downed opponent?
No, I did not. Let me try that again. That's a good point. 13. I rolled a 3 and a 4. I had a bonus of 9. I thought that was a sure hit.
It was a really bad stroke of luck there, Nifyx. You do not...
Yeah.
I mean, you're just running down. You're just knocking these guys out of the way like bowling pins. You're not killing them.
I'm trying to clear a path for everyone to follow me. I'm barging down.
Cordelia, it's your turn.
I feel like angels probably don't like acid. So dexterity saving throw?
See, I don't know about that whole angels not liking acid thing. I've met some lovely ones on acid. What?
God damn it.
8, I fail.
Pew, pew, pew. I'm saying that. It's 5 damage.
What's the name of that spell?
That's a good question for people who aren't looking at my sheet. It is Acid Splash.
All right, so you just begin splashing acid in this stairwell. Presumably King and Nifyx have gone ahead, and Blake's hanging back with you, so no one's in the crossfire. That would be pretty bad. King, it's your turn. I will reiterate that this stairwell has been stomped through by a Triceratops who doesn't fit and has cracked everything, and now is being splashed with acid.
Yes,
So
this
stupid.
very confusing staircase that is at one time large enough for an entire spiral of angels, normal-sized angels to fly through, but conveniently also too small for a Triceratops. This Chinese riddle of a staircase.
It's really not. If
Austin.
you've never been in a staircase, people can walk down it. What are you even talking about?
But apparently not Triceratops. Interesting.
They're so
That's getting
chunky.
it. All
They're
right.
so chunky, you dumb, you big, beautiful dumbass.
Now, do I know that the Metatron is below me?
Yeah, you guys are going to kill the Metatron. He's down below.
All right, I want to jump into the air and stomp on the staircase as hard as possible. Because fuck these angels, I want to kill the Megatron.
I'm gonna cry.
Make an attack. Just make an attack on the environment.
On everything.
13.
Nope, that's not going to do it.
But I get to take 2 attacks.
You sure do.
Per attack action. 11.
That doesn't do it
Does that
either.
one hit?
I'm sorry.
Well, hold on. The 13 didn't hit, but the 11.
All right. Are you done, King?
I want to high five Blake.
It is the Principality's turn, and they...
Hey! Blake, you accept my high five?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, Austin, now you may go.
Confusion roll, 6.
Let me see.
Oh, it says I can just go fuck myself, it says. Actually.
No, yeah, it does actually. It doesn't move or take actions this turn. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
It says, weird. It says, eat Conrad's dick and balls. Wisdom saving throw. Actually, it was a 9. It's 21.
That's gonna succeed.
All right, Blake, it's your turn.
Confusion.
Do it again.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking because, like, yeah, I can't imagine this would work on the Metatron. I mean, that'd be ridiculous, right? You know what? I'm gonna ray of frost the floor and see if I can, soften it up for next time King decides to.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
This is a good idea. I like this.
In a great
Yeah.
way.
Right? Yeah.
I wonder how many tears Austin is crying.
That's a botch.
Oh no!
Yep, so roll damage on King, who you accidentally shoot in the back with a ray of frost.
12.
Also, is it cold damage?
It is cold.
All right, I'm a blue lizard, so I'm immune to cold. Austin, don't look that up. Just accept this fact.
You're a lizard folk, not a dragonborn, or that would be true. Nifyx, it's your turn.
Okay, well, I'm committed to this Triceratops bit now, so I'm going to continue my trampling charge. Can I knock them prone? Give me that strength.
20.
Okay, they are not knocked prone, but I'm still going to go do a big attack, so let's see how my attack roll do. I botched on an attack. Oh no.
Start putting the staircase back together.
No, okay, so you've tried to start bull rushing the remaining principalities, and they actually begin pushing back. They group up, and they all, they form like a human barrier. They grab onto your horns. They're beginning to push you back up the staircase, and then you make your attack with your, a burst of strength. You just throw yourself down the stairs, and the combined weight of this Triceratops, everyone fighting in here, is going to bring the staircase down, but it's going to hurt everybody, not just the angels like you were hoping. So everybody, dexterity saving throw, as Nifyx brings the ancient, in fact, stone staircase down into the basement as it collapses under her weight.
Good luck, people who are squishier than me right now.
18.
14.
Success,
12.
failure.
He's just a man.
Yeah, Blake's not having a good time.
He is not.
You like the punching bag every episode.
Yeah.
5?
Nope. So both Blake and Nifyx are going to be buried under rubble. 17 damage. I rolled pretty poorly there.
I'm still pretty resilient.
Phew.
8 for everyone else as the staircase crumbles into the darkened basement. The only lights down here are the dying angels crushed under debris with their blazing halos and King's sword. The entire staircase collapses into the basement. It's a dark basement. You can't see. Well, I was gonna say you can't see anything. This is D&D. Everyone has dark vision, right?
I'm a snake.
I don't.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
No, I don't. But I have a flaming sword,
I can do the tongue thing.
which is kind of like dark vision.
So people are got to stay near King to see from his sword. There are a couple of dead angels here that you might be able to use as lanterns as well. So the stone staircase collapses into the basement, which is a room for silent prayer. You find yourself in. It's not a monastery because Bahamut worship was not ascetic, but it has been repurposed essentially as a monastery room. And as soon as you hit the cold floor, you know you are in the presence of the Metatron, even if you can't see him. There are angels around you, crushed in the debris. You can finish them off. The combat is over. So they're not all dead right now. There's still groaning. And
Now they are.
Cordelia, are you just going to run into the debris and just start stabbing them to death?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Cordelia is trying to finish off the principalities in the rubble. What do the rest of you do?
Can I find Blake?
Yep.
Because he was buried beneath rubble, right?
Oh, sorry, homie.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I find him, and King is just going to reach his hand. It's just sort of like, basically like kind of like a drill of muscle. Just punch through debris until he can grab a part of Blake, and then just like raw strength pull him out.
Ow.
You okay, buddy?
I am not sure I ever will be.
Those stairs were nasty. They shot ice at me.
They sure did, buddy. They sure did.
Well, don't worry, they got theirs. They're dead as hell.
Good job, kid. Ow.
Thanks.
Nifyx, you're also buried in the rubble, but as a Triceratops, you do not need any assistance. It's a fine layer of bricks upon your very powerful.
Yeah, my
hide.
health is in a good place still, and I just sort of shake them off with my 22 strength and just.
You do notice that in the fracas, you have lost sight of Lancelot.
No!
Oh shit!
Help me!
And Triceratops is gonna start like heading that way to try and nudge rubble from wherever that sound came from.
Nifyx, you uncover Lancelot in the rubble, and he is very dusty. His golden fur is covered in dust and angel blood, and he seems a little shaken up. Oh my god!
Very dumb, very not wise Triceratops Nifyx is gonna start just licking this tiny friend back to not dust.
I want to help too.
Can I spit on him?
Oh my god.
Okay. So before King spits on Lancelot, Nifyx licks Lancelot and regains
Oh heck!
9 health.
Oh, did I see that? Can I roll perception to see that?
Can I eat him?
No!
Is everyone just gonna pass around my tiny little friend as
I
like
rolled a 7!
as like a little healing lollipop?
You're like a toad at a really good party.
Don't let him lick me, Nifyx!
Triceratops is just gonna like sort of nudge little friend up onto the head and just start.
So while you all are doing this, in the background you hear a voice say, "So, this is how it ends."
We literally told you we were coming. You don't get to act like you figured it out.
Not your story of violence, my story of saintly life.
You're not going to have that life for much longer.
Then that is how it will be. Sometimes light prevails and the world gets better, and sometimes darkness prevails and the world gets worse.
So you're saying it do be like that sometimes?
There are ebbs and flows. I am not so proud as to believe I am outside of this great cycle.
You are also very boring.
I mean, you're just proud enough to, think that you should be the arbiter over, whether or not someone is good enough to get into your little private social club here, but sure.
That is what the position requires. Since time immemorial, the Metatron has decided these matters at the right hand of the throne. Who are you to argue otherwise?
We're just some guys they hired, man.
That's a real good line to start this fight, as in the darkness of this basement, you hear the sound of 6 wings unfurling from a body. And in the flickering light of King's sword, you can just make out the shape of something in the darkness. Roll initiative.
Does he look like beef jerky?
You can't see him yet until King gets closer.
I rolled an 8.
19.
Oh, Blake, you son of a bitch!
Yes!
18.
All right, Blake, you're up first. The Metatron is in front of you. It is, it's a it was once a human. It is now a seraph, the highest kind of angel. 6 wings on a human body, somewhere in the darkness. What do you do?
I'm gonna run into the center of the room, and it's totally pitch black, right?
Except for King's sword, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run into that blackness until I hit something.
Okay, that's an interesting. Yeah, you're gonna gain some data this way. I like the Moxie wizard with your AC. Here's what actually happens: is you try to get close to the Metatron, you begin burning alive from the inside.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
Constitution saving throw, as you are actually physically ripped apart by His Holiness for being in the presence of the Metatron.
Oh, wow.
You've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, I take it?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Are you saying I'm a Nazi?
Whoa!
Whoa! Okay, whoa!
I'm saying some things are too holy to comprehend and to behold.
Yeah.
Remember, it also would have killed Marion in Indiana. That's what they do with Nazism.
I'm on to you, Yorsky.
Okay.
17 on that Constitution saving throw.
You succeed, so you're not going to take as much damage as you might otherwise.
Yay.
Only 9 damage, which is actually 4 halved. Wow, Blake, you really lucked out, buddy. But you see Blake, when he runs in, he almost becomes a tiny light in the darkness as his skin like starts glowing, and you see like burn lines across his skin. It's like he's being lit up from inside. There's just at the core of his being a holy light is beginning to burn him away, and he almost becomes a candle in the darkness. It is the Metatron's turn. The Metatron is a pacifist and does not attack anyone.
Okay.
Nifyx, it's your turn.
That's gonna make murdering it less satisfying.
No, much more satisfying.
We've got a difference of
Yeah,
opinions.
I always find it better when they don't fight back.
Like, oh, okay.
This is the problem. Nifyx wants a challenge. Nifyx wants to, have something fight back.
Nifyx, it's your turn. You are at a distance where the anti-magic field, I'm just giving you the benefit of the doubt, hasn't turned off your Triceratops. But if you try to rush in, you're just going to turn into a little gnome and eat shit on the floor of this basement.
I'm gonna stare at Triceratops. I can't get close. But I'm gonna use my horn, my frill, whatever you call it. I'm gonna use that to start throwing rubble and dead angels at this thing.
All right, so make your attack with it's dark, so you get disadvantage, but you're huge, so you get advantage. That cancels out. Make a normal attack.
11. How am I getting such terrible Triceratops rolls?
11 is extremely bad under circumstances where you're not throwing things at a mummy who has not eaten or drank anything in 27 years. Plot twist 1, he's a pacifist. He will not attack you. Plot twist 2, he has an AC of 10.
Oh, hooray!
It's just a raisin.
Damn it, Lauren. I was going to say he was a raisin when we finally revealed what he looked like.
I've been waiting to say raisin all night.
I juggle angels at the raisin.
I juggle angels at the raisin.
You juggle or you shovel?
Fine, I shovel them.
I'm saying you got the big head scoop.
Yeah.
Juggle them,
I use the big head scoop and throw angels at the raisin.
Yeah, roll that damage.
23.
Oh my lord. You'll also find he's not very hardy, but yeah, there's a crunching noise as you just use your Triceratops head scoop to buck an entire truckload of rubble and dead angels into the darkness in the direction that Blake ran, and you hear the sounds of things colliding. He does not exclaim in pain. He is very dignified about being hit by a ton of rubble and 3 dead principalities. It is now King's turn.
For somebody who's supposedly so perfect, you made one really big mistake, buddy.
Let me guess. Making an enemy of a brute like you?
Calling me an idiot.
And I'm going to run straight towards where I heard the voice coming from. And when I reach him, I'm going to do a couple things. So if you have like a trap card to lay on me, drop it now, buddy.
Yep, Constitution saving throw is getting in his presence, begins burning you alive from the inside.
27.
Success, you take half of 17, which is 8.
Okay.
And all of you see as King rushes into the darkness, his sword illuminating the space in front of him, you see the Metatron, finally. And Lauren already kind of blew the surprise, but his human body looks like a raisin version of a human if humans were grapes, which is to say, completely desiccated. You know those little packets they put in beef jerky?
Do not eat!
Silica gel?
Yeah, exactly. They're desiccants.
Did he eat them? Is that how he died?
He died from not eating or drinking for 27 years, but the effect was very similar to it if he had been buried in the silicon packets from the beef jerky. He is just a mummy with no bandages, a mummy as said in the Buddhist tradition. His 6 enormous wings in the darkness almost look like spider legs, the way they're splayed out around him, and you see his human body is too weak to raise its arms to stand, and the wings are like scuttling across the ground like a giant spider, but it's an angel in the darkness.
All right. So before I start attacking, I want to do an insight check on this guy to see if like I get the sense that there's some weird trap stuff going on. So I got a crit 27.
You sure did. Yes, you assume that there's going to be more to this. Like, this feels really easy. You just walked in and you're about to hand this guy his ass. You get the sense with a 20, you crit, I'm going to tell you everything. You feel like you could basically strike this person down and it's not over. But you're probably going to need to anyway.
Yeah, Minish Cap.
You can't just say, yeah, Minish Cap.
I have talked about my love of Minish Cap before. It is the best one. Everyone can suck my dick.
But the defining feature of Minish Cap is changing sides. It's not size. It's not boss fights.
Yeah, and then Vati, I don't know how you say his stupid name. He turns into like 5 fucking dudes.
Okay, that makes Lauren logic for whatever that's.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my attacks now, but I'm not going to use every trick in my pocket here because I know that there's more to this than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make 3 attacks, 2 greatsword attacks, and then a bite attack at the end. So 22, 11, and 5. I botch on my bite. Sometimes that's just how it be.
Yep, so roll damage, and then you're going to take another damage from being in his holy presence.
All right. So he's going to take 30 damage from my greatsword.
Wow.
And then I'm taking 16.
Yep, you take 16 damage as the fire burns brighter inside of you. Do you stab the flaming sword into the human body, or you go for the wings?
I'm going to try to cleave the body apart because I feel like the wings are a distraction.
All right, yeah, you swing through and you just cut him in half. Like, you cut diagonally across his body, and like half his body's the mummy part sloughs off.
Is he like a giant daddy long legs?
Almost. Yeah, the wings are so much bigger than the human body and so much more functional. Like, the body is the human body part is vestigial, it's placental. It's really actually verging on body horror.
Cool.
Cordelia, it's your turn. King just cut off half its body, and you can see him now because of the sword lighting the way.
Sacred Flame.
You wanted to guess what his dexterity is?
I have a feeling it's bad.
Are
you fucking kidding me?
It's -5, the worst it could be, and I crit 15.
Oh, that's good for me. Thank God.
What's your spell save DC?
That would be 17.
Okay, well, you do get him, but it's very funny that I crit when his stats are as bad as they could be.
You win this time. Roll 20.
Yep, so I crit but fail anyway because you're very good at warlock stuff. Tell me what you describe the Evanescence. What are some other Evanescence songs?
Oh, good, that one that I used to listen to a lot in middle school. It was like, don't try to fix
There's
me.
My Immortal.
Laura, can you give us a verse or so maybe to set the scene here?
Oh, don't make me sing My Immortal at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh man, I almost got her.
Oh God, that one too. Yeah. It's like Purple Flame.
Yeah, it's very goth.
It's very goth. My girlfriend is very extra. I roll 10 radiant damage.
Do you want some lyrics to set the scene? I can give you some lyrics.
I'm not gonna sing. You can't make me.
When you cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears. When you scream, I'd fight away all of your fears. And I held your hand through all of these years, but you still have all of me.
Oh,
is that better for some Evanescence tone?
It really was. So you just light the Metatron on fire. Here's a thing about Seraphim. means the burning ones.
Oh.
So when you light the Metatron on fire, it does not do as much damage as you would hope. In fact, all 6 wings burst into radiant flame, and the room is bathed in light, and you can see his body horror in its full glory, and it is terrifying. This like half of a desiccated human, 6 flaming wings acting like the legs of a spider as it scuttles in this room. It is Blake's turn.
Well, I mean, it's a pacifist.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think they've got it under control.
Mm-hmm. So, Blake, you're just gonna run?
Blake's gonna, like, move a respectable few steps back from the radius at which he catches fire.
I like this because the Metatron moves after Blake. So Blake moves away and the Metatron just begins scuttling forward in an uncanny stop motion way. Like in The Exorcist when she crab walks backwards up the stairs after Blake and saying, "Now do you find my holiness overwhelming, wizard? Can you no longer stand to see your own sin reflected?"
I mean, you're gross.
Constitution saving throw.
18.
Success. You take only 5 damage as it begins scuttling after you. You're a little faster, and there's still that light shining inside you as you're burning alive from the inside, but could be worse. It is now Nifyx's turn. Nifyx, half a mummy, wreathed in flaming wings, giving Blake a lecture about morality. You're a Triceratops.
Can I continue throwing stuff with the intention of like knocking it back so it's not doing a burn on Blake?
I would.
Okay, so just another regular attack roll.
Now with advantage, because it's no longer dark.
Hooray! Okay, so the first was a 27.
Oh my god.
Second was 15, so 27. Does that hit by any chance?
I don't know there's any mathematical way this isn't the end of this, but roll the damage.
19.
Yep. So you throw a pile of rubble and principalities at the Metatron as it scuttles after Blake. They hit it, and not only is it pushed back, but the front of the human body part sloughs off. And that all that's left of that part connecting to the wings is like back meat and some skeleton, like the rib cage and the desiccated organs inside the rib cage and the nervous system. So imagine a human body.
It's gross. We get it.
But I'm saying, so you see brain, you see eyes, you see skeleton. That's gross. It's mostly nervous system hanging in there.
I will turn your leathery hide into a football.
The Metatron says, "You have brought your profane presence into the house of a god and defiled it with your sin. Your punishment is obvious." King, you crit on your insight check earlier. So I'm actually going to give you something that preempts what's about to happen. You get the sense, you're the conduit of instinct, in fact. I don't know if we say it enough, because you occasionally get advantage on certain rolls, and we just kind of gloss over it. You have incredibly honed instincts, like a spider sense. You know that the Cathedral of Stars is flying through the air. Since you got on, the Metatron has put it on a collision course with Mount Celestia, and it's about to collide, and this entire place is about to be reduced to dust.
Now, do I believe that this is some kind of suicide dive, or do I think that the Metatron knows this is going to happen and has a way to survive it?
Yeah, he is not suicidal. Suicide is, so I don't want to conflate Christianity with Buddhism. Suicide in Christianity, obviously an enumerated sin. Buddhism, more complicated. You can argue becoming a Soku Shinbutsu is suicide. It's a kind of ritual suicide. So it's more that he doesn't care. You've brought your incredibly evil party into one of the most holy places in the multiverse. He's basically doing a holy fuck you.
Fair enough. I can respect that.
So he just hasn't considered if it would kill him or not. It doesn't matter because that would be prideful to even think of himself before thinking about punishing you and not letting the cathedral continue further be sullied. So you feel like the cathedral shake King, and you like put 2 and 2 together. You're not a smart person, but you understand battle tactics, and you're like, oh, he could crash this place. And there's a second where you can act before this entire building explodes. There's not time to run outside. There's time to figure out how to survive this.
Can I run over and start sucking down on Lancelot to like just super heal up and just tank through the crash?
First of all, don't say suck down on Lancelot.
I just want to.
No!
Second of all, he is not an infinite healing lollipop. He just has a couple of spell slots to heal. So he could heal you a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to save you from this crash.
Okay, so I think I'm going to cast False Life on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, homie.
Yeah, tell us about False Life. Tell the audience.
Okay, so I'm going to read the description because it sounds really cool. Bolstering yourself with a necromantic facsimile of life. Blah, blah, blah. So you get 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points. And then I get an extra 5 temporary hit points for every spell slot above first level. So that's 1d4 plus 24.
Yeah, so tell us what it looks like. What's the effect of this this cathedral explodes as it slams into the top of Mount Celestia? How does it look when Cordelia uses a spell, a necromantic spell to survive?
I'd like to think, because I'm a fancy lady, like a little magical parasol
Okay.
comes up above my head and I'm like in a little umbrella bubble.
Okay, you just summon a tiny magic parasol to block the explosion. Very, very goth. What about the rest of you?
So this is going to crash into a mountain.
Yeah, specifically, and you're about to find this out, the Temple of Stars has been dropped onto the peak. So there's going to be, the battlefield is going to be strewn with treasure and burning wreckage as you face the final form of the Metatron on the peak of Mount Celestia.
So, as a Triceratops, I have an entirely separate health bar compared to being Nifyx. So, I'm going to just tank this hit, and I'm probably going to lose being a Triceratops and have to go back to being a little gamer nerd, but any other solution I would have to survive this would require breaking concentration and turning back anyway, so
you have a full other health bar you can sacrifice to this. Also, I do like the image of the Triceratops being obliterated in fire and going extinct again for the briefest of moments. Actually, King, you've already solved it. We'll get back to you in a second, King. It just occurred to me what you did. Blake, you're the last one.
Let me see. Let me check one more thing.
You're like, I'm just a guy.
He's just a man.
I was like, is there any way to see outside to the surface of Mount Celestia? Because then I can just, teleport 30 feet.
Oh, if you blow a hole in the wall.
How would I blow a hole in the wall?
A lot of people in this party have explosive spells. Not you, I take it from your tone.
No.
do you want me to barge a hole in the wall for you?
Yeah, we need a hole in the wall.
Oh my god, so the Triceratops charges through the wall and just falls out of the building as it flies into the mountain, and then just Blake teleports through the hole.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest image, okay?
I'm just like Mary Poppins.
So first, King, you have to tell the party.
I think he's trying to do something with this place. We're moving somewhere really fast.
Open a hole. Open a hole.
Triceratops charges just through the wall and falls towards the ground.
The mental image I have of a Triceratops tumbling out of a flying cathedral into a mountain is just nothing's ever gonna top it. What's the point of visual media? Cordelia, you summoned your spectral parasol. Blake, you teleport away. What's the spell?
It's literally Misty Step. He's going 30 feet.
So yeah, you just look out, you see the hole, and you can just teleport away from the crash as it explodes behind you. Meanwhile, King Badass, you ran over and you unknowingly started licking Lancelot. And I said unknowingly because you weren't like trying to save Lancelot, but what you do.
I want to push him into my mouth so that like it's halfway into my mouth, but it's his head that's on the inside. So you just see like the butt and legs kicking from the outside.
Eating me won't solve anything.
We don't know until we try.
Don't eat him!
At which point, there is a huge explosion of golden light, and Lancelot transforms.
Oh, is he hot?
Is he hot? You all have such clear priorities, Lauren.
You can't have this one. This one's my friend.
Holophants have two forms. They have their tiny little elephant form, and then they have a winged anthropomorphic form. You know the Hindu god Ganesh, also sometimes called Ganesha?
Yeah.
Essentially like a huge elephant man, but still with the wings. I'm actually picturing them almost like fairy wings or butterfly wings rather than the feathered wings from the book illustrations, just because it's cuter.
Oh shit, I guess such a good friend.
That is fun.
Still golden shaggy fur, still a kind of cute idiot face, but he's huge, like 12 feet tall, 5,000 pounds. I don't know how many pounds off the top of my head, but enormous. And just covers King in like a huge bear hug as the building slams into the mountain and explodes. So actually, you tried to lick Lancelot to save yourself, and Lancelot saves you, King.
Sweet.
Does he have any gorms?
No, Lancelot has no gorms, but he is trying, and that's what really counts.
So, like, can there be a visual image of, like, Lancelot, like, moving away, and from all the smoke and debris, you see King there, and I could stare down the Metatron and be like,
You done fucked up, buddy.
Yeah, we're still in the same initiative order. I saw the explosion sheared off the rest of the Metatron's human flesh, and probably just shattered all the bones. It's now just a nervous system connected to 6 wings. I don't know if you've ever seen what a human nervous system looks like out of a body.
I've been to that plasticizing shit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like meaty wires connecting 6 flaming wings. Purple flaming wings, in fact, because of your girlfriend fire.
Oh, he's so badass now.
And the Metatron once again says, I'm curious. Do you even know your own sins?
What is a sin but you judging me? And I am not interested in you judging me, so I don't give a fuck.
What do you think? Do you think Cordelia is sloth or lust?
Maybe a little bit of all of them.
I'm trying to pick out one for him to taunt you about, though.
Well, I'm really insecure about my legs, so I fly everywhere, or my lack of legs.
That's like one aspect of your personality. Which one do you think defines you? Because I'm going to give each of you one. I feel like Blake's sloth, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to do anything.
I feel like Nifyx is maybe pride because of the whole I don't want an easy win.
Yeah, so he definitely looks at Blake and says sloth, and looks at Nifyx and says pride. And what about King? What do you think? Gluttony?
I was gonna say gluttony for Cordelia.
King is, if that's what he says to King, King is going to point at himself and say, awesome.
Nice.
I'm gonna switch to lust. I love to fuck.
Fair enough.
Austin's gonna kill me.
Do you think, and I'm just going to say this without thinking about it, do you think actually King is a good person?
I don't think King cares about whether or not he's a good person. He cares about being a good dad, and that's it.
I know, but
mean...
he doesn't have he doesn't think about stuff to knowingly misbehave.
He has a non-selfish motivation that none of us has.
It's like manslaughter.
But he also doesn't care about killing people either. He's about
negligent homicide.
He's about he's almost kind of amoral in that regard.
Right.
Where he's just like,
There's 2 parts of a crime. There's the actus reus, when you do the action, and there's the mens rea, which is the guilty mind part, when you actually I'm going to do crime now. I feel like King lacks mens rea. He does bad acts, but he's such a neutral party that it's almost like he is doing sins, but he doesn't embody one like the other people do.
He's not making value judgments about the actions that he's performing in the moment.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually more interesting. I think he gives everyone else a sin, and then he says to King, "You have the mind of an animal."
Owned.
Yeah, I'm a lizard folk.
Actually, it's your turn, King. Not a joke, because the last thing that happened was Nifyx threw rubble. So it's your turn, King.
sweet. All right. So I'm going to run up to him, And I'm going to activate my last charge of Fighting Spirit, which means I get 5 temporary hit points and then all my attacks are made with advantage. Then...
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, all right. Well, just going to interrupt me.
Yep. And then you can do your big cool thing.
21.
You succeed, take 7 damage.
Okay.
Then give us your speech.
So I'm going to activate my last charge of Fighting Spirit, which gives all my attacks advantage, and I gain 5 temporary hit points. Then I'm going to use the ability Action Surge, which means I get to take an additional action during this turn. I'm going to choose attack. So when I
Makes sense.
So when I choose attack, I get 2 extra attacks. So I'm going to make 4 attacks this turn, and all of them are with advantage.
Oh my god. What if he does it? What if he solos this?
So 26,
Uh-huh.
23,
Hits.
13,
Hits.
and 22.
Hits. It all hits.
All right.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Lancelot really doesn't have any gorms.
Plus 4. So 52 fire and slashing damage.
All right, so King almost one-shots him, does not, though. So you just drive your flaming sword into the center of the wings and just begin...
I think King is trying to cleave apart the wings from whatever, like, core is left, or if it's just the nervous system, he's basically trying to rip those apart. So he's trying to slash through that. And he is just delivering as much unmitigated violence as humanly possible right now.
All right, and now there are legendary actions in play during the final phase of this boss fight. There is the Flock of Angels from before. You remember that?
No, I never heard of it.
There's a huge cloud of angels.
They're
That's
that electropop band that, and I ran.
We did this entire, yep, the Type 5 again, it's back. And there's just a flock, a cloud of angels, the lowest kind, they're usually just called messengers, and they begin hailing down arrows on the party. Everyone, dexterity saving throw.
21 crit.
Success.
I roll a 14.
Fail.
All right, I'm going to use Indomitable. When I fail a saving throw, I may re-roll the saving throw. So I'm going to re-roll, and I got a 19 now.
Blake got a 5.
Everyone but Blake succeeds because, say it with me, he's just a guy.
That's a man.
He's just a man.
He's just a boy.
He's just dude Tomsworth.
Just a human man.
27 to Blake, everyone else 13.
Blake's a dead man.
Somebody fix our man.
Are you unconscious?
Oh, yeah.
I love at the start of this arc, Cordelia was giving Nifyx shit, being like, "Oh, you've never killed anyone. You're going to be a liability on this mission," and Blake's just dying left, right, and center.
All right, so King charges forward, goes fucking bananas on the Metatron, almost kills him in one flurry of blows, chopping the wings up. But the cloud of angels, dozens and dozens and dozens of them, circling the mountain like a swarm of bees, begin just machine gunning the summit of the mountain with magical arrows. They're raining. They blot out the sun. They're just falling on the mountain. Most of you are able to defend yourselves in some way, block it away, use magic. Blake is just a man, and he is riddled, just absolutely perforated, like that scene in The Godfather at the toll booth, just shot to hell with magical arrows and pinned to the peak where he begins bleeding out.
You son of a bitch. That's my friend. You're gonna pay for this.
So King Badass has something on his character sheet.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. I have a +7 to insight. Is that what you mean, Austin?
Conduit of Instinct. Advantage on insight checks and dexterity saving throws. New sentence. Line break. There seems to be an even greater power deep within King. I will now reveal what that is. When Blake gets absolutely shot to hell, King vows vengeance for his friend and begins glowing with power. He begins just radiating waves of energy, almost... He regains all of his hit points. And he gets an additional +1 to every roll he makes.
Can I just say, I feel really like I missed out here in that I describe my character with Goku in the description, and I'm not the one going Super Saiyan here.
No one else knows why this is happening. Not even King himself really understands what's happening. But when one of his allies is damaged, he unlocks something within himself, which is like a higher level of fighting on pure instinct. As the conduit of instinct, he's completely refreshed, re-energized, and actually, you are going to immediately get to attack again.
I'm going to make my attacks. You're gonna pay for what you did! 27 and 20.
Hit. Both hit.
31 damage.
Well, he had 25 health left, so you tell me what happens.
So Blake goes down. King starts his transformation. He starts glowing. And after he tells him that you're going to pay, he just starts to unload a flurry of blows. So many and so quick that you really can't stop seeing it anymore. I think like a JoJo flurry of punches. And it's just swings that just like thread by thread, snapping the nervous systems that are holding the wings together until one by one, each of them begins to fall to the ground with like a fading thud.
You animal.
And as the last feather or last wing falls to the ground, King's going to stand triumphant over the Megatron's corpse and say, "The name's King Badass."
So Blake is bleeding to death on the ground. The angels, seeing you've seeing that you have slain the Metatron, stop firing and look to each other to try to determine who is the authority here at the present moment. What do you do?
Okay, Nifyx is going to run over and use place their longsword against like any injuries and try and use heat metal to cauterize wounds.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Everyone's first aid fucking priority is to immediately begin stabbing Blake.
No, not stabbing, trying to
No, he's going to burn me.
Trying to
terribly.
seal up the stabs.
Right.
Medicine check to stabilize Blake.
18.
There you go. I do like just the running gag. Anytime Blake gets hurt, someone pulls out a sword. That's just something we need to keep going. But yeah, Nifyx, you saved Blake's life. Tell us how.
Yeah, so Nifyx is gonna run over and start trying to use heated metal, using heat metal and a longsword, to just try and cauterize the wounds to stabilize, and starts basically just trying to patch him up and make sure that he is, if nothing else, not getting worse.
So to reiterate, King's real conduit ability, or like more flashy one, is when party members go down, he goes into Ultra Instinct mode, which I realize is a Dragon Ball thing. Should I cut that out? It's too late. I've already said it.
Yeah.
He gets more powerful, he heals, and he gets to attack right away. So you have Nifyx has saved Blake. King, you have Lancelot under control. Cordelia, what are you doing right now as the angels are amassing overhead?
I'm casually sipping a cup of tea in my parasol. I'm just waiting for him to come. Just
Okay.
not a care in the world. Just having some tea.
That's extremely ballsy. You have no intention of doing anything at this point.
I mean, the job's done.
I know. I'm just trying to give Cordelia something to pitch in here.
No, I already helped so much.
All right. 100 angels descend on the mountaintop where all of your injured party members are. And as they reach the summit, there's a streaking meteor of red coming from the direction of the Yggdrasil.
Oh, that's a fun color.
King's going to stand up and place himself between the meteor and Nifyx and Blake.
The meteor, as it approaches, you see is actually a person just moving at extremely high speeds. It is Anastasia the Valkyrie.
Hey, Anastasia, we killed the Megaron.
Anastasia, the Valkyrie, still half heavy battle armor and half juicy sweatpants, red feathered wings, and she has, I want to say, just an entire pie. Just an entire pie with her. She's just eating. She was eating in the middle of it. And she just arrives here to try to keep the rest of the angels from fucking killing you. I do like the idea of Cordelia with her parasol standing there being like, well, I helped, so I'm done. I'm clocking out. I have nothing else to add here. And the angels descending on her, and just on pure blind faith, your life is saved. Lauren, can I say? Giant balls, my dude.
Oh yeah.
How did you know? I try not to save the party.
Oh, I didn't. It's just what I felt Cordelia would do.
Fuck. That's very good. Thank you for staying in character. Anastasia just puts herself between the angels and you, and she says, now I know how this looks. It looks very bad. But the Metatron had gone too far. He closed the gates because not everyone's perfect, and it was messing up the soul economy. My bad. I did bring him back. I elevated him. I'm going to take the L on this one. Next time I'm going to do better. I already have the backing of some of the factions and these guys as boss. The next time is going to be better. Now, if we could all go back to our stations.
Hey, Valkyrie!
Oh, God. Yes, Shaky McLizardpants.
What kind of pie is that?
Rhubarb.
Can I have some?
Sure, knock yourself out. She throws you a pie.
Sweet. I'm going to start gobbling down on that pie.
Jesus. The Valkyrie kind of just allays the angels' fear. They're going to get a new boss soon, and they're going to try to put the cathedral back together. She lands next to Blake, who she hasn't met, who she has not met yet. And she says, hello, Anastasia, conduit of resurrection. What's up?
Blake, conduit of dying.
Damn, that's a cool conduit, dude. You're really in character right now.
It's not been a great day.
No, don't worry. He's actually just the conduit of just human dude.
I thought he was the conduit of tacos.
He's the conduit of boring McMahon face.
Yeah, he's the conduit of flour.
The conduit of what was it? I forget what he was the conduit of.
White spread.
Dying.
Well, the portal should be working, so you should get back to Sigil before the angels lynch you. Any questions?
Are you still going to come over for dinner?
I don't even remember your name. You didn't ask me anything about myself, what I'm like. What do I...
That's why you come to dinner. We meet each other. We get to know each other. Eat a delicious meal. It's fun.
You're extremely forward.
That is what I call having balls.
I would like you to pass along a message for me.
And King is going to look around, and he's going to realize he has nothing to write on. So he's just going to start carving words into the top of the pie.
Oh my
and
God.
he's going to say,
Give this to the squirrel.
and it's going to say, sorry we fought. Your nut was helpful. I want to come back and fight you one day, though.
Okay.
But it's very misspelled.
Yeah.
And completely illegible because it's written on a pie.
Yeah, I know when King hands it over, it says, I want to fight Marrow again. And she just nods and she'll deliver that message rather than the pie. But yeah, Marrow the Ratatosk will, this season's going to have like just multiple rematch fights, non sequitur, not related to the plot, not related to character development, just giant lizard man versus squirrel.
It's going to be like the Peter Griffin versus the giant chicken, where just like in random different arcs, a giant fight happens between the two of them.
Okay, so the episode's basically over. We just got a late start. Does anybody have anything they want to do as you leave heaven?
I'd like to flip it off.
Yeah, no, Blake's flipping off heaven. With
Yeah, do a blasphemy with us, everyone.
So the last shot of the episode is you guys walk to the portal back to your home base, and you just turn around and look at the splendorous glory of heaven, and you all just raise a solemn middle finger.
Yeah.
Hey, Heaven. Your video games suck. Fuck you. I don't like edutainment games.
Oh, yes.
executive producer.
No, that's not how we start this.
That's how we start everything.
Live from the credit prison. It's Lauren's at my house.
Somebody should stop me.
If you want to support the show, first of all, tell Lauren to stop. She's ruining everything.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I do what I want.
Clearly. Tell them about the Patreons. What's the plural? Patreon-I? Petronus. Peebus. Tell them about the Peebus.
Oh, Austin, you're
No, you fucked up already.
AustinYourski.com.
You're going back into your cell.
No.
It's not
Oh
AustinYourski.com. You fucking Peebus.
What the fuck is a Peebus?
You know. Patreon.com/AustinYourski. That's me.
That guy, yeah. Other people too.
Patreon.com/LauraKBuzz. She has books. Buy the books. She talks about them. Episode description. You can click on stuff. You know how to click.
There's links. I love a link.
Oh my god. Patreon.com/weekly manga recap. That's Chris.
He's very sad. Please give him money.
And Conrad's at Of Horse. That's Patreon.com/ofhorse.
Yes.
Bojack. He's also on. He keeps calling it Movie Boys. It's Spin-Off Doctors. And it's in the Jimquisition feed. He's been on the show for a year and a half, and we've never said that.
Really?
It's not even its own feed.
We're really bad at doing the credits.
Super bad, dog. Tell them about your things.
I'm on Twitter. It's pretty cool. That's RAWRGLICIOUS, and you can buy pictures of my titties.
That's the thing you can do. Tell us about the executive producers for July 2019.
A Bozog blew my cover 6. Romantics defeat the evil mimics.
Okay, so now you're gonna scream because you're in my house. When you're at your house, you fucking whisper into the mic.
Suck my dick. No. A werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
You're doing the whole thing now. You want me to come in here? I'm too far away from the mic. They can't hear me.
Aaron, conduit of festive anarchy. Happy Bastille Day.
Hell yeah.
Abigail Grace.
Oh, she's screaming.
Adrian White.
Aftershock, lecherous patron of Lauren's lascivious ludoporium.
Thanks, homie. Aki Savalainen.
I'm not doing this. Albert West.
Aaliyah. Alex Vepra. Alice in the Purple. An otter cuddling with their otter plushie.
Andrew Birmingham. I'm just gonna step in from now and then. Nope.
Nope.
Now she's sassing me. Andrew Feget, conduit of helping Lauren dunk on Austin itself.
Andrew Grothin. Oh yeah, it's me. Andrew.
She's so high, y'all.
Andrew R. Andy Harkins. Anna, conduit of procrastination. Anthony, patron of Dora, that's my character, I should say it right.
Oh my god, she's losing it, folks.
Antonio, conduit of snacks. Antonio, please bring me the snacks. Arachnovolt, leaving the credit prison to play Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know what that is.
It's a video game.
I assumed. Arcanist of Reliance.
You can't.
I don't know how to say that word correctly.
Ryalia? We talked about this before. It's from Lovecraft.
But I forget things.
That's true.
Oh, there's Moose! Archibald H. Cactus Esquire, conduit of Moose. I don't remember what Moose isn't anymore.
We've lost the plot on that whole storyline.
Arjan Limite. Arjan de Koning. Ash, the Big Bean Girl. Aubrey Hunter. Austin Korgsky, conduit of Best Boy itself.
Bark!
Austin! You guys are awesome. Isaac, conduit of Gabble, Gabble, Gabble. Backwoods.
The backwoods.
Backward. I can't do it now. I'm broken.
Backwards of Conduit, Sparkle, Beef Swellington, Conduit of Meat, BJ, Conduit of Miniature Giant Space Hamsters, B-Ray Echo. Before we continue, I gotta say, I got tiny nips.
Blue 6. Bone? Is it Bone S or Bones?
I feel like if it was Bones, it would have 3 S's. With only 2, it looks like Bone S.
Bone S. Brady, conduit of successful murder. No! Finally.
You're under arrest. This is a sting operation.
I'm no narc. Brent, still every episode of Dice Funk. Goatly. Birdie Monk, private security. Used ocular pat down. It's super effective. Please do the next one.
By the way, you may slam jam my mam ham. I feel like you could have put clams in there somehow. By the way, you may clam slam my jam mam hams.
Callum, what is moose? We must know. Turner. Cameron Abbas.
Well, hold on. Let's put our official guess in for the week. What is moose this week? I'm going to say a worm.
Have I already said turtle?
I feel like you probably have. But you didn't say tortoise.
Tortoise and or bearded dragon.
Okay. Can't spell mustelata without must. That's the family the ferrets are in.
Oh, you love those guys.
I really do.
Candace, listen to Dice Funk. Starling.
Lauren actually doesn't listen to Dice Funk.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always finish the
Uh-huh.
So, who is that noise? Carriage one, conduit on crushing on Austin in a respectful, non-horny way.
I'll let you know I'm only horny for credits. That's it. I've never been horny in any other way.
Charlie, oh god, I forgot about all the puns in season 3. Chocolate.
The show's good.
Chris, conduit of bad decisions walling. Christ, man, conduit of dying for your horny sins.
We're gonna have to multi-kill that fool.
Christopher Charlotte.
Go Ho Blast. You need help reading there, homie?
I forgot for a second.
Corum the wheels on the Merkaba go round and round and shout, holy!
Cosmignon, conduit of stardust.
Counterfeit.
C.R. Saldana, prophet of RN Jesus.
Q, I appreciate you, yes you. Cumber.
DL.
Dandy Snuff.
Daria, go right.
Damn it, Daria, you know what you have to do.
Dawning Frost.
Decibel.
Dennis Pancake Detlefson.
Devin, conduit of evolution.
Don Johnston.
Dorian, conduit of devotion.
Dr. Tao.
Dr. Goatman.
Dr. Isix.
Dragon in the server room.
Dylan and Rylan the dog, listening on a lazy Sunday morning, also dishes.
You got it, dog.
Okay, Dylan, conduit of bigger skeleton booty. Ibra and I am too cuckold for this shit.
Very good.
Einar J.
Ecorin.
Elder dog.
Elderlygoose.com. Canonically not born. That's true, I checked.
Eleanor Donantes Perriton, conduit of endless crushes. Please help. Aline.
I really like how you put a lot of energy into that question mark. Holy shit.
Elizabeth Jackalope. Elusive Lily. Emma Moose is none of those things. God damn it.
Emma, you're really fucking with us now. You're really cheesing my onions.
Why is that about?
I don't know. It's just the words that came out.
Emma Murons. Indigo Van Dyne. Eric, conduit of insatiable horniness.
Good Christian boys and girls are only horny for credits. That's the only thing we're allowed to be horny for.
You can go, dog.
Oh no, I don't want to go, dog.
Aaron Lagadeck. Ethan Lawrence. Evan Ledoux, conduit of finally deciding to support the show after you. And then it cut off, but thank you. Extolaris. You gotta do that one.
I do? I ring Mike, conduit of holy, 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 holy. So just Google Trisagion. It's a real thing. It's a liturgical thing in Christianity. You gotta say it.
Fabian got that dank. Florian H. Francois Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. You tried.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Francois V.
Frank Sands, listen to Continue podcast and Dice Funk.
Gabe, I named my Roomba Steve Dade Albacaris. That is smart. Grapefruit juice.
We're only in the G.
Holy shit. Chris.
Chris.
I was gonna say Skitch. I'm so mad. Chris. Graffiti. Conduit of rhetorical questions. Grimlock. Guinevere Cummings. Afthor Grundarson. First of his name. Born of Fire and Brimstone Redeet. Harley Astor. Harrison Andrew. Harry, more boys in crop tops. I agree.
You can't just scream.
There's 4 exclamation points. I have to scream.
That's fair.
He's unmasked. Hers pussy broke down. Yeah, big same. I'm done.
Oh no, she died. All right, I'm subbing and get out of here. How do I make friends? Regards, conduit of social faux pas. Hunter Howland, shut up. She's here now, so if she tries to interrupt me, I can just karate chop her. Hustle Bones, Ian Morgan, Ingmar Gremmin, Ink Drop the Ooze, Inducer of Oozmosis, careful, it's contagious. Invicta here, reminding you to celebrate soul's independence, or else. Jer. Isaac, conduit of Tux the Penguin. I've been talking like Laura and IRL, and now my family's worried.
Everyone else is too.
Do you think that we're going to look back on this and be like, wow, Lauren was the corniest bitch who ever lived. She's always talking about doggos and big heckin' puppers. Or do you think it's timeless? Or we're like, no, that's just how Lauren talked.
I talk so weird, yo. I just said yo!
James Neely. Jamie, the pink-haired I almost said massacre. That's really
Oh my god!
Jamie, the pink-haired menace. Janiac, conduit of... Okay, Lauren, you read this one.
Conduit of a hot tabaxi mama licking my furry bits.
Janiac, just because you're Laura's fiance, do you think you can just come on here and say anything you want? Is that what you think's going on? Because there's things I won't say, and that's one of them. I found it.
Jaspel, conduit of birthdays. Happy birthday, I'm assuming? I mean, okay.
All July.
All July. Everybody, happy birthday. Jay Logan, conduit of queerness itself. Jayish Wizard, the Wizard of Jay. Jealous Goddess Pause. Cosplay. Pause-clay.
Pog play.
No! Jenny Colby. That one's yours.
Which one is me? Jess Fedye?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna give you any ones with J's in them, huh? Is that what's going on? So we're Americans. Sorry about our mouths.
John Kerry, not that one. John Potts. Johnny's number 3 fan.
Me and Leon are 1 and 2, obviously.
Oh, John Barnett, conduit of always trying to catch up, but never quite. Johnny Tips.
I wish I had some Johnny tips.
Joseph Tombrello, cutting that off.
To deal with my Johnny, I always want tips.
Josie, conduit of Gender Feels fanfics. Drew Man Jack. Julian Phillips, conduit of Kaizen. Just the Jester. Justin, conduit of asking how will we be emotionally ruined this time.
Oh, there's a lot of small, cute things to get attached to.
Jorgen.
Hope nothing bad happens to him.
You get to finish.
Okay. Jorgen, Indie Monster, Winewick Ford, conduit of name butchering.
Caster UK. Kate, conduit of semi-regular regret. Kiefer Lowe. Keith Chauman.
Keith Chonkers.
That's what I thought too.
Chonkers.
The Keller Automat. Ken, conduit of finally writing this goddamn PhD dissertation. You get him, Ken. Kentoroy? Whichever.
You can tell when her brain just shuts down and she's thinking about fucking seals again.
Oh, I really love pinnipeds. Kentoroy. That's the best you're gonna get from me, homie. Kevin Dobbins. Killer Cotton Shizno. Kaneko fan. Kitty Foe. Condiment of guessing plot points.
They really got my number this season.
Not thing. Corito Prime apologizes to everyone he Patreons except Austin.
Never apologize for me.
Christina, conduit of vegetarian Valravin. Oh, neat.
It took you a second.
Criterion, Kato is Elias from Magus Bride.
I get that reference. I actually specifically... Never mind. I was just going to say I talk about this character design, but I tried to avoid the Magus Bride guy on purpose.
Crystal, who thinks season 5 was a cover-up paid for by Big Mothman TM. Kyle Badsvik. Kyle, president of the Drop Goodwood fan club. Lana.
Chop.
Is it?
Chop.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get in here.
Lana Seawolf, Lady of Bones.
Lawrence Duckling. Okay, I just want to make it clear. It is my mom's duckling. I have not been in the same area as the duckling because that's 7 hours south of here because Florida's insane.
That's never stopped me from taking ownership of dogs I've never met.
That's true. If you send Austin a dog picture, he is legally the owner of your dog.
Mine.
Lauren Cates. It's Strong Independent Bozog Day, aka July the Block.
The acoustics in here are noticeably echoey when you're around.
Loki, making donuts in homage with the all-powerful Moose.
We're gonna start a moose cult soon.
Ludovico Limited. Luke Powers. Lulu Skidoo. Luther the conduit of having too many pet burbs. Luther, don't hold out on me. Joe. I do that every time. The Cult of Gorfanax. Master Rank's Devious Idea. Matt Collier. Matt Lackins would like to know how to get past the character limit. Matthew B. Hare. Matthew Schultz. Maximum Side Boob 5. Side boobs in space. Mashin. Conduit of motivation issues. Me too, bro. It's cool. Melbent. Michael Grauman. Michael Hall. Am I too loud?
I'm really scared to look at the waveforms. I can't get away from the Excel document without looking at them, and it's going to be a fucking massacre. Where were we?
I said Michael Hall, I think.
Oh, fuck. They sent us a correction on how to pronounce her name. Is it Mikhail Minkler? Mikhail? Michel. Fuck. I'm not even high for the record.
How are you learning to say you're not doing...
Mikhail Minkler, conduit of LGBTQIA plus Wrath Month.
Do I hit?
Don't tell them I hit you. They're gonna know.
You fuck. Midlife stasis. Mike Dross.
It wasn't even a hit. I tagged you in for the record.
Whatever, bitch. Mika from Finland.
It's a wrestling thing.
Miles and Rose, conduits of yin and yang. Modified Matthew. Morgan Rapp. Mr. Willie Phoenix Stevens, lesbian seagull Pooh Bear Shaker. My personal favorite patron, Matt Luce.
Oh, you cracked the code.
My Valentine is postmodern art artist Cy Twombly. Namita Ineskins, conduit of natural to itself. Nathaniel Holman. Nicholas Dominic. Nicole Woodruff. Nina Person. Not S. Kearney, but Ideal Brando.
Nani?
Is that Paye Rabjerg?
As far as I know.
I like to do the, yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and legally they can't sue you.
Nice. Pangolin needs Laura to use some goddamn magic.
Was that about Leah Moira? She's doing some magic. Well, they haven't heard the best magic so far, so.
Oh, patriotism is a lark.
It really is.
Paul Mullen. Pineapple. Pixelful. Please call me Ashley. Yes. Just Ashley. Pocket Sundial. Preston Bowers. Pro Wrestling Mothman Jermaine Walls. Professor Husband Fizzleberg. Philosophy of Hallucination Department. I need to breathe. Shard Point.
Did you lose your breath?
Yes. I can't breathe through my nose. I have a deviated septum.
Listen, reading credits is technically exercise for everyone out there.
Pruitt Holcomb. Puck. Conduit of large ambitions but poor follow through. Don't call me out, please. Raccoon Empire does not recognize the notorious possum insurgent.
Insurgency, let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
I know what they meant, but I had to do it. Ramses the cat has run out of funky cats, unless necromancy?
Cats are notoriously susceptible to necromancy, if you haven't seen Pet Sematary.
The new one blows. Random conduit of Would You Like a Hug? Razumi Yazura. Remsiv. Robert Chisholm. Robert Dakin. Robert E. Calf Baker. Only 2 seasons until the sex season. Oh, they're holding us to that.
Roll to get wet.
Did you want to say words?
Robert Tuttle?
Yeah.
Rowlett used roundness. It's super effective. Salad Child. Sam Zdenowitz. Sean Lyons-Burke. Sean, the host of Funk Dunk Plays. Semin, conduit of harder slatty. Shane Sedgwick. Shane Ware. Check out the embalmed apple to support a new creator. She is beauty, she is grace. Kel kicks Nazis in the face. Shocking Link. Yeeter of responsibilities.
Sin Milk Tom.
Okay, Lauren's back in. She loves the Sin Milk.
Sir Octopus. Oh, no.
That's a new character. Sir Octopus.
My mouth is very dry, okay?
He's got 8 the tentacles and ate something else, and he's ready to go.
Conduit of chivalrous cephalomon.
Eat his eyes, Sir Octopus. Prepare to be pissed.
I wonder how long this episode's credits is gonna be.
4 hours.
Socialism is party cohesion plus Soviet power. Squidcap, the conduit of getting called mommy by strangers on the internet.
Oh my god. Sir Octopus is out there calling people mommy.
Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong. That guy. Stefan Lund, also a Danish shapeshifting raven. But I'm already happily something.
Married? In a relationship?
Eating pizza? No.
Pizza sounds better.
Stenar, no.
Come on.
Sometimes my mouth is bad, okay?
We're losing her, folks.
Student had conduit of consonants. They did it on purpose.
True.
Summer yam in the living season. Summer yam in the living season.
Are you okay?
It's just very funny. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I need to breathe more, y'all.
Just in general.
Sydney Marsing. Saritha, asexual and loving it.
Oh, it's so good not to be horny.
I got distracted by Austin talking about horny. Tales of Inquiry. That sounds like a Masterpiece Theater shit. Terra, conduit of terrible puns. The cast of Dungeons the Gathering. The murderous penguin who secretly lives in your sock drawer. Get a move on, penguin. You think I want to be here? The pigeons are on to me. They must be stopped. I need you to get the... Oh, I think they're dead. The precursor. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia. Tim Lutton. Toby Gleason stack. Toshiro Kuro, conduit of never living up to my own impossible goals. Do you want to get in here, homie? I can keep going.
No, I'm workshopping the Octopus character.
Trace!
What do you think about this for a voice? It's me, Octopus. I'm here to piss.
Are you sure you're not high?
I just want to piss.
Who was Trace Marsing? I think. I'm sorry.
All he does is piss.
Transient passerby. Trevor 5, get out of here. It's my 21st birthday. Can I get a yeet? Yeah. Touche. Shy. Shay. I don't know. My brain died. Anyways, Shay. Lauren's snake voice equals maximum throbness. Thanks, homies.
Should we just address now that you're going for Hungarian? Because people are like, oh, she's doing Austin's Russian, and Austin's Russian is Ukrainian, but that's another topic.
I like to filter between French and like Italian Elon Musk, but I'm going for Hungarian.
She don't pay the taxes.
I do not pay the taxes. I saw it was New York. What's wrong with me? Anyways, Vigar Arnston, Victoria Melito, conduit of quietness. I did the thing.
Piss.
Don't. Victoria Valentine. Vinny, conduit of eating too many edibles. No, Vinny. Okay. Just a
He's gonna be really earnest about this.
pro tip. If you have access to CBD only stuff, if you get too high from edibles, the CBD will counteract that feeling. This has been School in the Credits with Lauren. Okay. Violet Skittles Unicorn, ignorant of humans' ways. She's a sailor.
That's what he said, huh? I remember how I sound now. Get the guards. I have to take her back to the credit prison.
Volcano pussy melt your Peter like ice.
Sounds like a rap lyric.
It really does. Renchi, now that introductions are done, how are you? I don't know, man.
Horny for credits.
Stop it. Zephysaurus, you know, Jade is hot. Nice one, Jade.
I'm in bed now, Jade. I'm the other side of the room.
Z23619. Zoltar, the Viking death metal caterpillar, conduit of retribution. Retribution, I don't know.
That guy sounds like he fucks.
It's over now.
Tell him about the fucking websites.
I thought we already did that.
Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Translate for me.
Google Play, I think. iTunes. Podbean. Did I say YouTube? I sure did.
My dick.
His dick. What have we done?
Leave a comment on this dude.
Don't be afraid to look in the episode description because nothing we've said in today is helpful.
Don't be frightened.
Don't be frightened of our links.
That's what angels say in the Bible when they appear to people. They say,
They're
do
like,
not be afraid.
Listen, homies, calm your tits. It's cool. We'll be okay.